Hey Doodlers, this is Adam Sinski and welcome to day 11 of the 40-day How to Doodle course. Now, within this lesson, we're going to work on continuing to develop people doodling skills. So in the previous lesson, we looked at doodling a variety of different stick figures, blob figures, block figures, etc. In this lesson particularly, we're going to look at doodling those figures but in active poses. So specifically we're going to look at someone who's walking, running, jumping, sitting, resting, tripping over, meditating, skipping, and crouching. So let's get started. I'll do the first one. I'll start off with, let's look at a walking pose. Let's just bring that in a little bit. So walking pose, when we're talking about poses, when we're doodling poses, it's all about the arch of the back is important. You can pop a nose as well to show where the character is looking at. Then obviously the arms as well are important, just to signify. We'll do circles for the arms and the feet. So this is our character walking, just having a leisurely stroll in the park. Okay, do 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 do. Happy face. Okay, so that's walking. That's walking. Okay, let's move on. Let's do another character running. So for instance, if we want to show a character running, we'd have to change the pose slightly. So kind of leaning forward, arched back. His arm would be kind of forward. This arm might be kind of alongside. This foot will be stretched out and this will be stretched out as well. So there he is, running, very happy, that one. Alright, so that's running. Okay, so that's our character running. So again, we look at the arch of the back is a little bit more because there's a little bit of forward momentum when we're doodling these sort of active characters when they're doing different things. So that's running. Let's look at another one. So it's all about practice. The more practice you get with doodling these figures, the better you'll get. And I'm using stick figures, but you can use blob figures, block figures, whatever you feel most comfortable with. So now let's doodle a character jumping. So we've got here, we'll kind of a back straight, but he's kind of got his arms up in excitement and his knees are up. It's like he's lifting his whole body off the ground. So that's the ground. There he is. He's jumping up. Big smile on the face. There you go. So there's our character, our stick figure jumping. Let's look at another one. Okay, how about sitting? Okay, so we can do sitting a couple of ways. If we go side sitting, back straight, these are the legs, and then knees kind of bent, coming out, and then we can have kind of arms resting on the lap. So if you imagine there's a chair under here, like this. Okay, there's a chair. He's kind of sitting, levitating on top of the chair. Levitating on top of a chair. But you can imagine that way. You can also doodle a character sitting down, facing frontwards. Okay, say we've got like this. So he's facing the front. Back is straight. Legs are we put them wide. Make him a little bit wide to show that he's actually sitting down, and arms can be just kind of resting down here. And if you imagine there's like a sitting sort of on a park bench, like that, sort of sitting on a park bench. There's the bench. There you go. There's our character sitting on the bench. Another happy face. So there we go. There are our characters walking, running, jumping, and sitting. Let's do another character. How about resting? How about our stick man is now had a long run, had too long sitting on the bench, and now he wants to just chill back and rest. So put one arm behind there, another arm behind there. His feet's kind of like that, kind of like that. So imagine he's lying down, could be like a hammock or mattress or something along those lines. There he is, just chilling out in the middle of the day, relaxing, and another big grin on his face. He's always happy, this guy. Okay, so that's resting. So as you can see, it's not too difficult. You just got to take your time and just imagine the characters in their specific poses. How about we do another one? We go a Doodle stick man tripping over. So tripping over, your body's kind of leaning forward, and you kind of, oops, kind of tripped over like a rock or something like that. And this foot is kind of flying up, and arms are kind of, oh no, I'm gonna fall, and oh, oh no, he's kind of panicking. No, I've tripped over. I can't believe this has happened. So he was like running, and bang, hit the rock, and now he's about to crash down right there. Okay, so how about showing our character, our stickman, meditating. So meditating is kind of like a sitting pose. So there's his nose and there's his face, and you gotta kind of go straight back, kind of crossed legs, and we'll bring arms like right forward like that. There he is, meditating, making sure that he doesn't trip over himself again when he's running. So he's really focusing hard so it never happens again. So how about we do another one? So that's, I didn't label this one. This one will be falling over, and this one meditating. Okay, so let's look at another one. A couple more. Let's look at Doodle, Stickman, skipping. So skipping, probably arch the back a little bit. Arms, when you're skipping, you're kind of very jolly. Your arms are always kind of on the up. Not when you're running, one arm is down, another one is up. Here when you're skipping, you kind of, both arms are kind of up and twiddling around, and then you're kind of like just jumping. So one leg up, one leg down, there's the ground, so you're kind of like jumping up that way. There you go. It's kind of like skipping again. Very happy man. And the final one, well, let's just mark this skipping. And the final one we have is, for this lesson, is crouching. So we have a stickman crouching. So with crouching, we want to get the knees up like that, and we want to bring the arms down. So there he is on the ground, crouching. And there we go. So there are our stickmen or stickman walking, running, jumping, sitting, resting, falling over or tripping over, meditating, skipping, and crouching. And that's pretty much how you do it. So it's all about, I think the most important takeaways from this are just to make sure you focus on the back, watch the posture, how the posture is, point the nose in the direction that you want the character to be looking at. We'll look into that in a future lesson. Look at the legs, have a look at the different limbs, the legs and the arms, how they would essentially be stretched out in such situations, and take it from there. It's so easy to overcomplicate these things, but it's not really that difficult. With practice and a little thought and attention, these stick figures will become second nature for you. So for today's challenge, I would like you to doodle these stick figures in these different poses, practice them as much as possible. Maybe think of a few other poses that you could put them into. And maybe also, how about choosing a blob figure or a box figure and using those figures and putting them into these poses? I've outlined the challenge below. So as always, I look forward to seeing your doodles for this lesson, and have a look at what other people have put together for this lesson, and I look forward to having you join me on the next lesson where we're going to look at even more active doodling techniques for people. I'll see you then.